Cianciarulo, Monster Energy, Pro Circuit Kawasaki. Well, first we have to ask, of course, to take us through the incident there in Moto 2.
Yeah, so obviously come around that bottom hill corner, I was hitting that right-hand side, and I just got a little bit cross-rutted and ended up 50-50 in the banners, and kind of like landed on the gas in order to try to save myself. And then quickly, because I've been in situations before like that, and I've been honest, like even Unadilla a couple years ago in 2017 in the mud, I got all messed up and I made the wrong decision to cut the track, and I went to Jeff Canfield, the AMA, and I was like, dude, dock me, like I deserve it. I messed up, and I'm never one to shy away from my mistakes. Like I will take accountability. You know, at the end, it's one race, and it is what it is. But I felt I did everything right. I mean, I told the guys in there, I said I'll do the same exact thing again. I mean, I looked up and there was no break in the banners, and it's going up a hill like that, trying to 50-50 those banners that are super staked in. One, I'm going to drag them all over the track, which is going to cause a hazard for other riders. Two, it's I stand a chance of washing the front end, getting one of those wooden stakes somewhere, hurting me somehow. And so I felt like I was looking for a break in the banners, and there was nothing. So I hit the banners straight on, as slow as I possibly could. And obviously Justin was there. I think I was 6/10 behind him when I went off the track, and then I was like 1.7 after that. So obviously he went by me. I rolled up the face of the jump. I rolled all the way down. I mean, check the RPMs and the data. I mean, my bike was basically off. So I feel like I did everything I could. There's been plenty of times where I made the wrong decision in those scenarios, but in that case, I stand by exactly what I did.
Okay. Yeah, you quickly did gain back, so you got the ground. He might maybe think that you got it back there.
Yeah, exactly.
You got the ground back up quickly?
Totally. And I think from his perspective, too, he just sees me coming over the banners, and he doesn't know. He doesn't know I let him go. He doesn't know anything. And then he comes back to the truck, and, obviously the team's going to say everything they can. I mean, they have to. I mean, it's a motocross win. It's a big deal. So I think, I'm not sure what he thinks about it now, but clearly I gave him room, and maybe it flustered him a little bit. But I was noticing some mistakes. No knock on him. I mean, he's been riding amazing. Obviously, you see how close we are. He was making some mistakes when I was behind him, and those mistakes continued when I got back on the track, and that allowed me to close the gap. And then he made another big mistake, and that was that. But again, no disrespect. I mean, he's no disrespect at all. It's just what happened.
Late in the race, he was closing in.
Yeah.
Was it coming undone for you, or was he charging, or how did those last couple laps
go?
go?
I mean, after he crashed, I kind of honestly did the same thing I did at Paula's second moto when Hunter Lawrence crashed. I thought they were farther away, and where my mechanic was in the mechanics area was a super rough part of the track, so I couldn't really get a good look at the pit board. Yeah. And so I was actually marking Michael Mosman. I thought he was in second, and that's why I took a big look back over with 3 corners to go. It definitely wasn't like coming unglued for me. I mean, I still had some left in the tank, but when he crashed, I definitely went to a little bit more of a cruise mode. I mean, you can see it on the lap times, but not to take anything away from him. Obviously, he was, if you win that moto, you win your first motocross race. So he was crushing it.
Any questions here from the media at school here? Pretty good. Go ahead.
Yeah, Stefano Graham, BDSA.com. We saw you guys up there, talking to each other and everything. And what were you looking for over there? And what did you talk about?
I honestly don't know. I saw Jeff Canfield from the AMA, MX Sports, walking up there with one of the Star Racing Yamaha guys, and I'm like, I got to go up there too if they're going up there. And so we just went over where I went out and where they thought maybe I should get back in, because that's what I said in the meeting. I'm like, you guys, if you think this is wrong, can you please tell me where I should get back on the track? Because I stand by where I got back on. And so we just looked at that. Basically, we didn't. I talked to Justin a little bit. I mean, I think we know it's not personal. Obviously, the teams, there's a lot of money on the line, a lot of, we all work hard to win races, so they're doing everything they can. And it's unfortunate. It sucks because I've won my 3rd national in a row, and it's like, I've been dealing with this for now 3 or 4 hours, and it's kind of taken the whole excitement out of it a little bit, but that's racing sometimes. But overall, I'm super stoked on the day.
Talk about 3 wins in a row. Could you picture that at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just I came in more, I think, with a chip on my shoulder this year. I mean, you can say that's from Vegas, but I really feel like I would have been the same either way. I just feel like I made a lot of improvements. Half the time before, really, I'm in my own head because I'm not fit enough. That was half my problem before, and now I'm fit enough, and so I go to the gate with that confidence that, like Nick Way and I always say, like, pack a lunch, like, we'll figure it out. If we're not fast in the beginning, we'll figure it out by the end of the second moto. That's our motto. Like, we're just like he's got me doing super long motos on these super rough sand tracks out in the middle of nowhere all the time, and I've just really put a lot of emphasis on my technique, and I feel like I'm the best guy, and that's the difference, I think, so far. It's just that when I go to the gate, I feel like I should win. I don't look any. I think before maybe I've always kind of lacked a little bit of belief in myself, and I think, oh, maybe Zach Osborne should beat me, or maybe this guy, maybe Jeremy Martin should beat me. I don't feel that now. I feel like I'm the guy. I mean, for lack of a better term, I guess, not to be cocky, but that's the difference in me.
Just today overall, yeah, it did get better like late in that first moto, which got called early, and then the second moto was better. So just talk about that progress and how your day went.
Yeah, I mean, it started out pretty rough. In practice, I felt like I went fast, and I felt super comfortable on the bike, and then you look at the timesheet, and I think I was 6th overall and 8th in the second practice, and I don't almost never qualify like outside the top 5, so I'm like, geez, man, I'm really off, but it's really not my specialty anymore, these heaters. Like, I don't practice them a lot. I do long motos and work on sections and technique, but I really don't do a lot of sprints. To be honest, I've been kind of sweating Nick about it, like, dude, I need to maybe hit a fastest qualifier, one of these times. But yeah, I think now I'm just a little bit more confident in myself. So in practice, I take the approach of like, let's figure it out and get into it. And the same thing in the first moto. Like, I try not to panic. When Justin passed RJ and I both, I'm like, okay, I just got to figure it out, put one foot in front of the other, and it's just an inner belief that allows me to do that instead of like freaking out because I'm not sure if I'm able, to be up there.
You talked about the conditioning it being much improved this year. How about at altitude? How does it change up? I know it hurts the horsepower on the bikes. How about the atom power?
Yeah, I felt good. I mean, I always feel good at altitude. I don't know why. I mean, I feel like it doesn't really, it doesn't affect me too much. I kind of feel the same as I always do. Obviously, it's cold, pretty much cold, we'll call it. And then the first moto, we only did 20 minutes, so it's not a good gauge. I mean, I was a little bit fatigued in the second moto, but you're not trying hard enough if you're not. Everybody is. So, yeah, I felt fine.
Okay, Adam Cianciarulo, maybe your winner in the 250 class here at Thunder Valley. Results still under review. Thank you.